Plaintiffs Tanya Connor and her fiancée Jennifer Maloney say Jennifer was addicted to drugs and alcohol for years. But once she met Tanya, she cleaned up her act. Jennifer claims they rented a room in the defendant's rental property, but their other roommate filed a restraining order against them and forced them out. So they're suing for a rent refund. Defendant Sherry Holliday says her former tenant subleased her room to the plaintiffs. And soon after they moved in, she was getting calls and texts from the plaintiffs and her other tenant complaining about each other.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you all.
Your Honor, I know everyone struggles in life, and a lot of the struggles that I've had, I made myself. I was addicted to drugs and alcohol for many, many years. It wasn't until I met my fiancée, Tanya, 8 years ago, and ever since I met her, I've been sober.
How did you get sober?
I got sober. I went to detox, and then I went and I got on a maintenance drug. And then I got the maintenance drug down to very low as just enough that I needed. And, you know, I just kept working as hard as I could at it. I got away from people, places, and things. That was the biggest thing for me. I had to change everybody I knew. I couldn't go around the old, you know, like they say, you go to the barber shop and you're gonna get a haircut. I don't want a haircut.
Did you go to NA?
I tried NA, but the NA where I'm from in Massachusetts was more of like, let's show everybody our new jewelry, and people were still...
You ever had a relapse?
I did not have a relapse. I've had relapses, but not in the last 7 years.
All right. Anything else you want to tell me?
Even though struggles occur and everybody goes through them day out and day in, I was very excited to move into the home that Miss Holiday owns.
The two of you moved in
the two of us
together
moved
at
in.
the same time?
Yep. And we also had 2 roommates. And
you didn't know her prior to?
No, I did not know Miss Holiday prior.
What was the agreement on rent? Let's start there.
Okay, so it was $1,800 rent, and it was the all the utilities included. And the thing was is that we work at FedEx third shift, and we had a coworker because we were just up on a lease ourselves. We finished our lease and got our security deposit and everything, and so we were looking for a new place. And we have a dog and a kitty, so we wanted a nice yard for them. And one of our coworkers, our ex-roommate as well, had an in with Miss Holiday, with their son or with a friend of her son or something like that. I'm not very sure. So we all agreed to be roommates. That roommate, her goddaughter, me, and my fiance. Me and my fiance shared a room. They each had their own room.
And you all were $1,800, the two of you?
We were, yes, we had to pay combined $900. So
yeah, we paid $900, and then each roommate
paid $450.
Okay. All right. So $900, and you moved in when?
We moved in on February 15th.
Okay. How did it go?
We were there for 6 days before we were made to vacate the premises due to temporary restraining orders brought out from that roommate.
What happened?
Well, we told the roommate right from the jump when she had asked if we were interested in sharing a place with her that we had a dog, and that he was still a pup. He was like only a year old, so he was still barky. And she was like, I love animals. I love cats. I love dogs.
How did the fight occur? Why did she have to get a restraining order?
This is the thing that started. The thing that started was our dog barked too much. Very first night we moved in. Too much. The dog moves too much. He barks too much. But she'd take our kitty into her room and close the door. So it was like she just changed immediately. And then she just started leaving us nasty notes in the bathroom, telling us to clean up things that we didn't do. And I would clean them. Anyway.
Why did she get a restraining order?
Okay, she got a restraining order because, first of all, on February 21st, February 20th, she came home, our roommate came home and told us we were evicted. She's a leasee. We were tenants at will. Okay, and she came home and told us we were evicted. So I told my fiancé.
Who told you? The landlord?
The roommate.
The roommate.
This
You
roommate.
took her word for whether
No, we didn't.
we didn't.
So I told my fiance immediately, call the landlord immediately.
Right.
And she did. So Sherry goes, no, you're not. And we were like, we need to have a sit down tomorrow on the 21st.
That's what she said?
Yeah, we were all in agreement. Sherry and, yes.
About everything about what's going
About
on?
sitting down and us all having a conversation together.
About
Yep,
what's going on?
about her telling us we're evicted, about the dog,
The dog.
everything
Yeah.
that she wasn't liking, and us. We just wanted to live and go to work and do our thing, Anyways, long story short, we had the meeting, and Sherry told her, she said, these girls are not evicted. They're not evicted. You have no right to evict them. That is up to me and everything. But throughout the whole thing, the roommate kept repeating, they're evicted. They got to get out. They're evicted. And Sherry kept telling her. So long story, next day, 22nd, we get home from work first because we all worked at the same FedEx facility. We got home first. She came in probably 20 minutes later. I had my dog on a leash. I was out in the backyard. She came in like a bull charging a china shop. I mean, I don't even know. Very angry, looking for her totes. Well, I had cleaned up the backyard like couple days before that, and there were a couple totes that had been out on the back deck full of rain, and they looked broken, so I put them in, which I thought they were the landlord's, my fault.
Why was there a restraining order? That's what I
Okay,
asked you
there was
10 minutes ago.
Okay, I'm
you
sorry.
You won't talk. You won't
Because
tell
this is
me.
all, the restraining order was because we had
You still can't tell me.
an
Let me hear from you,
altercation.
man. Why did she get a restraining order?
Okay, February 20th, she came home, our roommate came home and told us we were evicted. So I told my fiancé.
Who told you? The landlord?
The roommate.
The roommate.
This
Took
roommate.
her word for whether?
No, we didn't.
we didn't.
So I told my fiance immediately, call the landlord immediately.
Right.
And she did.
Defendant Sherry Holliday rented a room to the plaintiffs in her rental home, but they claim their other roommate filed a restraining order against them and forced them out.
Ma'am, I've asked you for 10 minutes. Now you're because you might put a restraining order on me. I know off the top of my head immediately what it was for, exactly what happened during that altercation, who started it, all of that. She seems to struggle with that.
Okay.
Let me hear from you.
So I'm proud of you. You got off drugs. I didn't know that about you.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
It's very good. I don't
You
know.
still moved her in though, right?
Actually, no, I did not.
I
didn't.
say you would have allowed her to move in.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
I did not know anything about them. So I had initially said, do they want to be on the lease? Initially, I was told that they were going to be on the lease. I then met them. I said, that's perfectly fine with me. I do need some contact information, emergency, that sort of thing, so that if ever there's an issue. I left the lease for them to sign in. For the first week, I left it in the kitchen. The second week, I left it in a drawer because I didn't want the information out. It's private. So at that point, nobody had signed. They had not signed it. I started getting text messages, phone calls that
From who?
from all of them.
Okay. Even the plaintiffs?
The plaintiffs.
Saying what?
This one's not cleaning up. This one's not cleaning
Complaints?
up. Complaints.
About the others.
About the others, about each other.
Yep.
And I said, this is not my job. I have nothing to do with this.
It wants you to be landlord and mommy and judge.
Right.
Go ahead.
So I then received a complaint from my neighbor stating that somebody was screaming in the middle of the night and had woken up him and his children. And the houses are very nice and they're spaced between each other. So I then called and found out that it was Tanya who went onto another tenant's door screaming in the middle of the night to move a vehicle.
That's why she couldn't tell me. That's why she just
No,
kept dodging
That actually
question.
however, that was on the 16th, so I don't know actually when they moved in. It was supposed to be on the 1st, just to clarify.
All right. How does she owe you a refund?
Can I just clear up one thing? It wasn't Tanya, it was me, and it was the tenant downstairs who we...
So now we know how the confrontation,
Okay,
all that.
no.
Now I know why you weren't telling me everything I needed
that's
to
not-
know for 10 minutes. Can
Sir.
we please get to your lawsuit, or else I'll dismiss it right away.
Yep, okay, the lawsuit's for $1,800 because we paid last month's rent for March. We paid last month's rent and we paid March ahead. So that's $1,800 when we only lived there for 6 days.
When did you move out?
We moved out on the 22nd. We were made to vacate the premises, and Sherry...
Made by whom?
The roommate took out restraining orders on
All
us.
right, that don't have anything with her getting her money.
No, I know that. That's not what I was trying to say.
Well, what are you trying to say? You're talking about something else again. One more time. February 22nd, you move.
We were made to vacate the
Okay, your claim
premise.
is dismissed. Have a good day.
It's sad. It's sad. And I did all I could do, you know, to try to compromise and work everything out with them. There was nothing I could do.